What's up? You're in the Beat Sessions. I'm your host, Mitchell Weary. The epic Canadian post-rockers Godspeed You Black Emperor are back with their brand new record, Godspeed at State's End, which was released on April 2nd. I'm sorry, I can't say that title without laughing. I like the irreverent humor in it, especially from a group of musicians that I feel like kind of takes themselves very seriously. Not a bad thing, obviously. Band was formed by Efren Menick, Mike Moya, and Mauro Pezente back in 1994. And if you're not familiar with these guys, they came up around the same time as Mogwai. And I think that these two bands, last 25 years, are the top tier when it comes to post-rock, instrumental music. Absolutely just phenomenal textures and layers in the music that these guys create. They have a wonderful string section, an incredible violin player, and really just an amazing effort on this new record. It's divided into two major portions and then two smaller songs, so it's something that they've done in the past conceptually. You're going to get this record on a 12-inch and a 10-inch, which I think is pretty cool. I'm giving this a vinyl please right off the bat and just spoil the review, I guess, a little bit. But I want to talk about the 10-inch first. It consists of the songs Fire at Static Valley and Our Side Has to Win for DH, which are tracks 5 and 8 respectively, if you're streaming this off Spotify or Apple Music or any other service. Fire at Static Valley is a very ominous track. You get this just slow drum beat that almost sounds like a heart. It almost sounds like a human heart carrying the beat of the song, and it just builds into this feeling of impending collapse, which is something that that the band has not been shy about. For an instrumental band, these guys are still very political. You can look at the song titles, obviously their liner notes of their records and their involvement with other causes. They a little on the radical side. This whole idea of impending collapse certainly relates to their belief in that for us to be able to start over, the current system with which we all operate within needs to collapse, which, it's not working. I don't think it's great, but I'm not thrilled about the idea of everything just breaking down. I don't think that's necessarily a good thing. But what I do like about these guys is that for every bleak, ominous moment, there is a moment of hope. These guys really maintain an outlook of positivity, which you get on Our Side Has to Win for DH, the opposite track on that 10-inch. And it's the one track where the strings are really, carrying the song. The orchestration on that song is absolutely beautiful. Violin, and I believe there's a cello on that. Just beautiful music that ends the album on that positive, uplifting note. Doing so in a way that I think is very realistic. I think that's what life is about, even when it's at its most frustrating and complicated and shittiest, I guess, for lack of a better word. You have to hold your head up high. You have to maintain an air of positivity to carry you through rough times. And that's, I think a lot of us have, found ourselves having to do that in the last year, sometimes struggling to do it. It's not always easy, but it helps when you have albums like this to help you carry along. The two bigger components on the 12-inch, Military Alphabet, Jobs Lament, First of the Last Glaciers, Where We Break, How We Shine. Those are tracks 1 through 4 respectively. If you're streaming, I'm not crazy about the first installment, Military Alphabet, on the A side of that 12-inch. It lingers a little bit, so I could maybe deal without a bit, but the rest of this is just absolutely outstanding. Jobs Lament is very minimalist at the beginning. These chugging guitars come in and they build just to this big orchestration at the end of the track. I think it's like an 8-minute track. It's just a beautiful way to, I guess, get this thing going after the intro. First of the Last Glaciers might arguably be my favorite track. I feel a little bit bad about it because it's arguably the most approachable rock and roll song on this record. Again, just good chugging guitars, good riffs on there, and it's almost kind of like they abandoned the post-rock feel a little bit for that song, but don't be afraid if if you're worried about that being a trend throughout the whole album. Do not be concerned, because it's not. There are a lot of guitars though, which I dig, and I've read that is really what some of their early stuff was a lot like. Cliff's Gaze is the second part of the second side of the 12-inch. Government Came and then Cliff's Gaze are the two components there. Government Came is probably the big focal piece on this thing, coming in around it's a little over 10 minutes long, but a big slow builder, but great melodies, great textures, and just beautiful arrangements in that song. But I really like Cliff's Gaze, the melodies of hope and the slow build that it explodes into this chugging rocker at the end. And then with Our Side Has to Win, you get this really nice, I don't know, just optimistic vibe in the music as this album comes to a finish, and I really like the approach that these guys took. They're not for all their, I guess, radical beliefs, and for their I don't know, I call it realism. I really think it is. You know, these guys are very outspoken and very unhappy with the way things are, and they demand change. They're acting for change. Their music is a big part of that, and I appreciate the fact, again, that they maintain that air of positivity and of hope. And you know, they wake up and keep creating music and keep driving forward like all of us should. So again, gonna give this a big time vinyl, please. Looking forward to adding this package into the shelf. I hope you find this review helpful. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check out the live show on Sunday nights, and we will see you next time on the Beat Sessions.